Hello, a bit of a different intro today to the podcast. I believe this is episode 9 of Kitchen Talk. As you can see beside me, there are 2 bottles of water. So we do have a guest on today. It'll be the fantastic Adam Byrne. He's arriving shortly, hopefully. That's why I'm doing this now. I just thought I would do this to try to plug some things. And I do have a very special announcement to make. So myself and Kieran Franco will be hosting a brand new live podcast stroke game show called Wafflers in the Accidental Theatre. We'll have the fantastic Daniel Houston. He's going to be doing the production for us. The setup is we'll have 3 guests on, and the 3 guests this time are Jack McGee, Luke McGibbon, and Adam Byrne. And basically the aim of the game is myself, Kieran, Adam, Luke, and Jack will all submit 3 or 4 stories to Daniel Houston. What we'll do then is Daniel will read out a story anonymously on the night, and if it's your story, you have to convince the rest of the panel that it's not your story. You'll get points for that. If it isn't your story, you have to guess whose story it is. There'll be points for that as well. There'll be prizes. It'll be good crack. As I say, it's in the Accidental Theatre on the 25th of July. Tickets aren't out yet, but they will be soon. Just keep an eye on my Instagram. I'm sure I'll say about it on the podcast again at some stage. And yeah, also Crack House Comedy is back on the 13th of June. I've said this a lot now, but after a year hiatus, we'll be back in the Duns. The tickets are on the link in my Instagram bio. There's still plenty of tickets left. If you want to go into the Duns and get a pint and buy your tickets in there, more than welcome. We've got Tommy McCarthy's headlining. We've got Ian Thompson MC. I'm performing. Daniel Houston's performing. Adam Byrne's performing. Johnny Bowe's performing. There's Cara O'Hagan, there's Kieran Franco, the list doesn't go on because it ends there, but it's a stacked lineup full of great comedians. No women, which is unfortunate, but fuck them. That's a joke, don't fuck them. But yeah, as I say, tickets are in the link in my Instagram bio for that 13th of June. It should be a good night. So that's everything I wanted to plug. Don't know if this will even get used in the podcast. If it does, happy days. If it doesn't, I'm talking to myself basically. But yeah, that's the end of that. So I suppose I'll just cut it right here and just get into the podcast with Adam. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. Yeah, thank fuck. Last week we had William on, and the first 15 minutes was just, I was like looking at the bars and I was like, why is only one bar going up here?
For fuck's
Couldn't
sake.
say to him for ages. But here, welcome back, episode 9. We're in the kitchen. I did a wee pre-recorded bit at the start. Whether I use it or not, I don't know. It was the announced Wafflers in the Crack House. Wafflers, you don't even know the name of it, sorry.
Yeah.
The thing we're doing in July.
Yes, that thing.
That's
The one with the microphone.
Yes. That's in July. I announced that. And I also announced that we'll have a very special guest this week, Mr. Adam Byrne from Lisbyrne.
Yes.
And that's not a joke. He actually is from Lisbyrne, and his name's Adam Byrne.
Yeah, I was confused. Someone confused that I was from Derry, and I was very insulted. I was like, I don't even sound like I'm from Derry.
You actually have a Derry look about you, though.
Is it the tash?
The mustache, the mullet. It's like a semi-mullet you have.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I got
Tattoos.
it trimmed. Do you know what I mean? My missus was like, look a lot better. And my dad was like, go ahead, son.
It is. You do have people from Derry have a certain look. They're also a very tribal sort of people.
Yeah, as in terms if you're not from there, you're a prick.
Yeah, like when there was I heard this rumour, I don't know if it's true or not, the Boojum opened up in Derry, and then they just closed down because everyone was like, nah, we want this other fucking place.
Guapo, yeah.
Guapo,
Ewan Littmer was telling me that, and he was like, us Derry people, like, if you're from here, we'll just not betray you and all that stuff. And I was like, yeah, but like, how good can this Guapo place really be? Like,
better than Boojum, really? You know what I mean?
Soupy described Derry as the perfect example. He was like, it's Hot Fuzz, that film. It's like, there's an inside joke constantly going on, and you have no idea what the fuck it is. Like,
he's got a way with words. That's
he
pretty
does.
fucking,
Oh, jeez,
pretty good description. I went up once for a barbecue place. I won't say the name of it because it was fucking shite. But when you drive somewhere for like an hour and 45 minutes, and it's shite, you're like, what did I fucking waste my time for?
But this is it. Like, even they've had notorious street foods.
Looks great.
But why is your whole like marketing brand a dead rapper? Do you know what I mean? And it's not even like, that's like doing like 2-pack toasties. Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's a good idea, to be fair.
Yeah, like jam toasties. Oh, this is our special. This is the blood toast. You know what I mean? Like something stupid like
Michael Jackson marmalade. He's not a rapper, but it's the same.
He's a rapper.
Oh, well,
allegedly. I don't think he did it.
I have a mate who's like, anytime we're drinking and you bring up Michael Jackson, he fucking hates it. Like, because he's so defensive over the king. Like, it's like, it's just not true. It's just not true. Why would you bring that up?
Do you remember where you were when he died?
In the car going to Donegal. Swear to fuck. And they were playing Michael Jackson songs flat out, and like I thought he was a bit gay at the time.
Yeah.
The high pitched singing, but now in my sort of adult years, he was the king. Like
He fucking was. He literally so everybody was like, I bleached his skin and all. He's like, he had a skin condition. Do you know this is 45% of this might be true. I heard it on a podcast, so it might be true. The reason why he got away with like the rape allegations was for so long. All his lawyers. This is really hard hitting. 5 minutes into a podcast with it, was the whole defense. So obviously they were in court and all. They were like, right, blah blah blah. He sexually assaulted me, whatever. And his whole court, like his defense were like, okay, what color was Mr. Jackson's penis? And they were like, white. He's like, lies. He had a black dick. And that's how he got away with it for
it's
so
like the
long.
OJ glove.
Yeah.
The glove don't fit.
Yeah.
The cock wasn't black, or wasn't white.
Yeah, he died whenever I was P4. It was the end of June. I was in the school library, and I just remember my P4 teacher bawling her eyes out. Like,
Why was his dick white or black? Did he get everything bleached by the dick?
no, he wasn't bleached. It was just, he had that vertigo.
In the vitiligo, but
Yeah.
he did he not get bleached to like sort of even it out? Do you know, like when you're going on like a holiday and you need to even out your tan?
Fuck. Well, here's the thing as well, right? Like, if you're a white guy and you're like, oh, it's just a white guy, and you have a black chopper, that's
Oh, happy days.
pretty
you know?
memorable. Do you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, because he had that wee twink look about him. Like, do you know what I mean? He had the
Oh,
wee.
yeah.
He had like the.
The perm.
Yeah, and like I'm in a punk rock band, and I love my young fans too much.
Yeah, a bit too much.
You know what I mean?
But I saw a video of him and he was like getting interviewed. I think it was your man on Channel 4 and he was like, do you sleep in the bed with the kids? And he's like, yeah, yeah, I do. And it's like, if there's one way of being a pedo, it's just being like overly pedo and being like so pedo-y that you look like a child yourself.
Exactly. Do you know what is so mad as well? The one man to like rescue him, to fully have his back, was like 16-year-old Macaulay Culkin. Like Kevin McAllister is your like but Better Call Saul.
Ah, right, no,
Because he was like, yeah, he abused me. He's like, nah, he was just my best mate. He used to take me on like roller coasters and stuff.
But even still, like, there's something just not right about that. Like, if
Yeah.
you had a son that age and they were like, oh, my best friend is 40-year-old man who might be black, he also might be white, and
Yeah.
I sleep in his bed sometimes.
But like,
The question, eyebrows would be raised.
yeah, who do you think's going to be outed as a pedo?
Ooh.
Apparently, now we can't say it though because there's super injunctions. Your man that isn't Rodney on Only Fools and Horses is.
Oh, well, yes.
So
I did
apparently
see
that's
that.
the whole thing. They're just waiting for him to die, and then it'll be like,
It's weird the way they do that, isn't it?
yeah, it's almost as if he's manipulating his victims.
It's all, someone's controlling them, you know.
Yeah.
It's,
Hey, we won't say the three-letter word of who does.
Well, they've got big noses anyway.
Speaking of which, Kneecap, what's that about?
Oh, yes. If anyone hasn't been following, I don't know how you haven't been following because all I fucking see it's is it Makar?
Might be Mowgli Bad.
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
One of them's been arrested on counter-terrorism charges, and like, have your opinions on what it is. That he waved a bit of flag, fair enough. I don't think that's terrorism. But what bothers me is they're like, we're being silenced by a British government.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're not doing a very fucking good job, are they? 'Cause all I'm hearing is fucking Kneecap.
But this is the whole thing. Like, obviously, we're ceasefire babies. Of course, we've got PTSD, right? Like, our like ancestors were actual terrorists, and they fully went to jail for like blowing up a post office in the name of like freedom, and they're like just held up a flag and a music festival. And now it might be a terrorist. It's like, it is a wee bit mad, and I get why they're fully like, yes, let's fucking keep going on about it and all. But there is going to come to a point where like people are just fully just going, right, lads, pack it in,
and that's the
We
point
need
I'm
music,
at now.
like, yeah.
And like, I have your say on Irish rap in general, but
Yeah.
fuck me, rapping should only be sort of prescribed to one sort of community of people.
Yeah.
And it's not white fellas.
Yeah.
From Belfast.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But it is. It's like absolutely class and all what they're doing and everything. But it is just.
Did you see the film?
I'm not gonna lie. I've watched it 3 times.
Fuck, big Kneecap fan.
Yeah.
You want to hear what he was saying before the podcast started, by the
know.
way.
Like I do like them, but I don't like the way everything is like a political status. Just stick to the music. Do you know what I mean? Like my favorite like rapper of all time is Mac Miller. Kept it simple, right? If
Yeah.
anything, he pushed the boat out. Fantastic rapper, could sing, could play the piano,
Push the chair out, you mean?
push the chair out. You know what I mean? And he could play all these instruments, and yet his songs were hard hitting. Do you know what I mean? It's just, and as well, it's like, I think the problem is with being successful over here. It's never like, oh, Matthew Dinsmore, Jesus Christ, he's like the Van Moors of our generation. It's like, oh, what's his views?
What if? Yeah, that's a good point actually. Like when people are like, oh, what do you think about this and this? It's like, why, like as a comedian, for example, gets famous, and they're like, what do you think about the genocide in Israel? And you're like, I don't fucking know. Why I tell jokes? And
Exactly.
it's like, but it is sort of like their whole identity is about Palestine. It's like, right, we get it, mate. You know what I mean? You're obviously going to the Fontaines in August here, aren't you?
Yes, yeah.
And are you going to be up and down with the Palestine flag? Free Palestine.
No, I love McDonald's. You just love your McDonald's.
Don't even get me started on that load of bollocks. Because see, when you go on TikTok and there's like someone eating McDonald's and they're like, there's some moron in the comments going during the or during the boycott, and you're like, why would I boycott McDonald's?
But like, the thing that really pisses me off about that, right? Obviously, free Palestine. What's going on in Gaza is it's a joke, right? Benjamin fucking whatever, your man.
Netanyahu. Funny that his name is Netanyahu.
Yeah,
whenever he's an actual
he's a search engine person. You know what I mean, right? Like, terrible and all what's happening, but see this whole thing where like you're made to feel bad for having a Starbucks. Let me channel my inner white bitch. Let me get a macchiato
for spending the money on a coffee.
Yeah, but these are also, but they, like this. It's all the same people, and they're like, yeah, but you're sniffing gear every weekend. So if anything, you're.
Who the fuck's at my door? Hold on here.
Oh, that's Jeff Bezos on the fucking phone.
But the flashlights have arrived.
but these people that are like, you should do the boycott the same weekend that are sniffing a gram of coke. So if anything, you're supporting the fucking slave works of people making like cocaine and like Bolivia and stuff.
Here's the thing: you can't consume or buy anything without there being someone's getting fucked in it. You know what I mean?
Of course.
You drink coffee. You think they're making all sorts of coffee farmers? You have, I don't know, chocolate. You know, you can buy fair trade fucking Kit Kats.
But it's fair trade in terms of like they get breaks, but they're still slaves.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. It's obviously it's not nice what's going on.
Absolutely not.
Hot take. Don't like what's going on.
Don't
in Palestine.
kill babies.
Yeah, I think personally, I think it's a bad idea to bomb hospitals.
Yeah.
But I just think it's getting to the point now where everyone's talking about it, and I think, you know, I'm glad to see that there's going to be change soon.
Yeah.
Solely for the reason I can stop hearing about it.
Absolutely. But it's the same way of our society's going, right? Obviously, I'm born in the year 2000. You're 98. So we're in around the same age.
Yeah.
See, everything now, you can't enjoy anything. It's like basically everything that you love and enjoy is a 6-marker GCSE question.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like evaluate the pros and cons of like going to JD. You just, and this is why people are all fucked up, because it's like, even like, do you ever get this whenever you're like enjoying stuff, or like even in stand up, like you're just like, I can't enjoy this, because you always just feel like your mates are happy here, but like people are just dicks. Oh
well, that's I suppose stand up especially, like you're always going to joke about something that someone's not going to enjoy, which and you know that's the whole point of it. You know, you're meant to make like I don't think there's a comedian where everyone likes them. It's the same way there's not like an artist or a musician that everyone likes.
Like there's Kanye West, right? That song we can't even say that. Jesus would get an office in fucking Blackstaff.
I think we actually did last week with William Thompson. I think I did a Roman salute at one point. You know, you can say what you want on this.
Yeah. But like that's a man there where like people are like, you can't say that, and he's literally like a child with ADHD at a summer scheme. He's like, because you've said I can't say this, I'm gonna make a whole rap song praising Hitler.
Yeah.
But like his whole catch-22 is like, but in the music video it's gonna be black people.
Yeah.
And you're like,
much are they getting paid?
Fuck, I don't know. Like if any, I think he would fully just for the crack. Like,
much would you need to get paid? Now, keep in mind the whole song. There's the N word, and then it says Heil Hitler. You're going to be saying all of it, and it's going to be face.
Am I
face
black?
Out. No. It's you yourself. How much are you getting paid for it? Well, I can't tell you what the repercussions are going to be.
$1,000. No, I'm only joking. Probably like $1 million.
I'd pay $1,000 if I fucking said.
Yeah, probably like I don't know. I think like $1 million, and also like a house.
$1 million. I think if I had 100,000, not even a thing. If I had 10 grand in front of me right now, are you gonna say no? I'm not gonna do that video.
Probably, you're right. Like,
you know what I mean? Even if you stick 50 quid in front of me, I'll say what you want.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? If you go here, I'll buy you like a large munchie box from Chinese after when you're hanging. Fucking right. Do you know
no problem.
Mean? I'll stick 100 quid in your Just Eat account.
Stick a $5 on a horse for you.
Yeah. But no, it is. Like this is what I mean. Like absolutely support kneecap and everything and what they're doing, but tone
it down is what we're saying, lads. Fucking relax.
Yeah. Before you go, use her fucking. promoting genocide. No, we're not. We're two fellas. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I'm wearing a top that says Mocara Lager on it. You know, I'm an ally, guys. You know what I mean?
Is that the fucking the place down in
Dundalk? Yeah.
I've heard about it actually.
Yeah, they do some good food. Like, I never went. I just borrowed it from the Hot Wing Challenge with Soupy and stuff. But I've genuinely hit the point in my life where I just want to do my jokes and live in like Costa Rica.
Why Costa Rica?
I don't know. It's far away, isn't it? Like,
Is Costa Rica? I'm gonna sound
Central
stupid here.
America.
Is it? Now I thought it was like Gran Canaries,
No,
Right,
it's like Keeler
right.
Land, land.
like Puerto Rico.
Sort of
And
like
all.
in around there. Like,
I actually saw a video of a YouTuber, Kurt Kaz. You ever seen him? The South African guy.
I think so.
He's always got the honeys with him. He's always got the Latinas. He's always got fat arses surrounding him. What a guy! But he's committing apartheid between them cheeks. He did a video in Guatemala, and there was like these Jews, and like it was just a TikTok, and it was like Jewish cult in Guatemala, and he's like walking up to them, being like, "Hey man, I can't do a South African accent. Actually, we'll give it a go. You want to take a video?" Don't know what that came across, and the Jews are all like, no, but they're like living in like tents protesting something, and I don't know what. It's not really clear what they're protesting.
The problem is in Guatemala, there's less than like 1 million people live there, so like
Is there?
It's something like that. It's like a wee. It's about the size of like Antrim, like, do you know what I mean? It's a small, it's a fucking small place, like. So.
I don't know. Is that true?
Yeah, it's a really. I
thought
could
it
be
was
wrong, like, but I do
I
remember.
thought it was like quite big, or am I thinking of El Salvador potentially?
El Salvador's big, like,
pretty
yeah, they
big.
don't fuck about it over there, like.
Oh, mate, I always go on. If I'm bored in work, if my boss is listening to this, I never go on. But the BBC News, if you go onto the Latin America section, it's batshit
It's
over
mad.
there. They're
It
doing
is
all
mad,
sorts.
like, and he looks like a regen. You'd get 8 years into like a career mode in FIFA. The
Oh, yeah.
president, he was a fucking scary. But he literally like Ange Postecoglou did it. He was like, my second term, like I'm gonna fucking deliver, and he did. He set up this supermax, and it's like, what is it, MS-13?
Yes, that's the president or the gang. isn't
Yeah.
it? But there's like there's like rival gangs in it as well, and they just don't fight because they're like the rooms or the cells are like fucking big, massive, like high, like it's like something you see in a film, like big bunk beds, and they're all like they're the most miserable looking people ever.
Yeah.
I read a book about a guy who got caught trying to transport coke from. He was in a prison in Ecuador.
Yeah.
He gets caught trying to bring coke from Ecuador over to England. Gets caught at the Ecuadorian border, and he's in prison there. And it's some of the maddest shit ever. Like, because there's no like legislation or anything. It's like gangs running the prison and all. Then there's another book I'm reading where this guy's in Chile, I think. He's in another South American prison, and it's the exact same thing. Like the gangs essentially run the place.
Yeah, is that your guy Posh Pete?
Yes, it is.
Mate,
Peter
he's-
Tritton.
He is so interesting, and because I've only seen him on podcast clips, and he was saying like Colombia isn't like the purest cocaine; it's actually Bolivia and stuff. And like the way that he was saying this story about like how he was going to get killed by something to do. I think it was like Jamaicans were trying to kill them, and the Irish were trying to set him up. Or no, the Irish were going to do the hit, but for whatever reason, the Irish didn't do it. And then it was some mad fucking story. But he's literally a guy that like was a prefect in
Posh
school.
Pete, he's a wee dork like so he is. But he got tuberculosis and all when he was in prison there as well.
That's fucking mad.
The other one I'm reading at the minute, it's called Cocaine Diaries. The guy actually, it's kind of funny. But I was like reading about the guy who wrote the book. Can't remember what you call him. I think he was from down south. Basically had a plumbing business. The Celtic Tiger, and then it fucked itself or something or whatever. I don't know economics, but he ended up getting approached by like a gang, and they were like, "Oh, if you want to go over, we'll give you 10 grand." He goes to Peru, and that's where he get locked up. Peru. He goes and gets it's only like a couple. Like Posh Pete was delivering all sorts. This guy was only like I think it was like 3 kilos or something. And he has it in a talcum powder. Some of it's in a talcum powder bottle. I don't know how he ends up getting that into the prison with him. Yeah. But it's all about him getting in the prison and then selling it out of the talcum powder. So he does, and it's
no
like
scales, fucking eye with it.
That's literally what he was doing, and he was sitting. So in the book he says, "I never touched it." And then whenever I was like googling him, obviously he got out at one point. He died of a coke overdose. It's like very good, mate. You never touched it. And
you
then
flew too close to the sun.
You get out of prison for drug offences, and then you continue to take drugs.
But that literally is Michaela O'Connor. Michaela O'Connor. I think I went to primary school with her. Michaela McCollum. Remember her?
Oh yes.
Where she was like, I was from the Moe, and then I went on a girl's holiday, and then fucking I transporting coke. And she's an influencer now.
Is she?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like she had a BBC like 3 like documentary and all about her, and like she basically just claimed victim. Like, she was like, oh, this is so victim mentality. She's like, that's so terrible what happened to me. And she's like, anyways, buy my book. Do you know, in that sense, it's like, fair enough, like, you've been caught out, but own it. Like,
get your bag up, like.
Yeah.
Fair. There's I actually saw a TikTok of a wee girl. She's like 18 and they're looking for her in like Thailand or something.
Yes.
And she was caught like
It was like 3 kilos of green, like.
Is that what it was, Ross?
Yeah. Which is like, by the way, like, do something cool. I feel like do you know what would be class? Like, if I had no allegiances to any place and there was no war, for a summer I'd love to be a poppy farmer in Afghanistan.
Very warm.
Yeah, but you know what I mean?
Suppose the Taliban. I suppose there's no war there anymore.
But the thing is with the Taliban, you ever see the video of them on like the rubber dinghies and all? They're like water parks and stuff.
Oh yes,
yeah.
They've got AKs in it, but they're having a good time.
Yeah, but this is it. Like,
there was a story before about was it on the news potentially, and there were soldiers burning down a poppy field. Whenever the war was going on, and they were just getting completely smacked out off the opium that was coming off the poppy.
But see, do you know? I have a friend that I literally can't say it, and he was like, I accidentally done heroin a couple of times, and I was like,
a couple of times? Okay, hold on. How many times?
I think 2 or 3 times.
Once is an accident, 2 or 3, you're going for it.
Yeah, but he said like he fell asleep at a party and someone like injected him, and I was like, that's not a party. That's like as the London's folks say, that's a bando. Like that's fucking scary. Could you imagine like falling asleep in an afters? You know what I mean? People drawing dicks in your face, and you're like, I was in an opium dream for like 3 days. Like, fucking scary. Like,
what were the other times?
He said he smoked it or something, like, and I was like,
I think if I'm on my deathbed, like if I was told like you've got like 24 hours,
yeah,
that's one of the things I'm doing.
I feel like if I got like MS, not even like motor neurons, if I got MS, I'd be like, how's the shakes? You know what I mean? Like, because I just fully would go do something rogue like that there, or like get tattooed on my face and just take a load of gear.
That's what they should do if you're getting euthanasia.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, like just have like just a big fucking kilo of gear and be like, right, take your pick.
Just a big menu of like, you can just try this once. You're gonna die anyway, so you may as well just fucking go out. You may as well just have a go. Did
you see the whole thing about them suicide pods in Switzerland? The guy that was like fighting for the legislation obviously designed them. Basically, it malfunctioned or something, and he's under investigation. Because the woman didn't die, he obviously panicked, ran in and just strangled her to death.
What?
Yeah, because these like suicide pods right in the forest, I think.
Are they?
In like Switzerland, something like that.
I know they're in Switzerland.
Yeah, they're in this like nice scenic area, and one of the families like did an inquest, being like we want to see obviously like how she dies, and she'd like strangle marks and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
fuck, it's not working there. What's a Swiss name? I don't know. Enrique.
Yeah,
Enrique. It's not working. I'd fucking just hit her in the beak.
Yeah, but it's one of those things. Like, what like do you reckon went through his head where he's like, do you know what I mean? I'm a leading scientist. Don't really want to promote like Pfizer and stuff or AstraZeneca. Like, I think I'll just make death pods.
You need to investigate who the person is. Like, working or inventing them.
Yeah,
because not even like. I don't know. Was it legal before the pods, or did he make the pods and then he was like, lads? Because it's one thing to make like, obviously most inventions are created for like a gap in the market. Was there really a gap in the market if there was no legislation for suicide?
But this is it, like because drug companies will never be on your side, because obviously you can't fucking like exploit people off it. So it's just like here going up to the NHS and just be like, listen, people are terminally ill, you'll probably get money off your budget and all, you're not having to give people drugs and stuff, but like I've got these wee death pods, like it's it's fucking mad. Like,
but by the way, look at this here. What is it? Is it like a time capsule?
Yeah.
No. It's just kill yourself in it. It's great. You know, in Canada you can just go, like you don't need to be terminally ill or anything. You just be like, I've had enough fun. Yeah. I think, I don't know. I heard that on Kill Tony, to be honest.
Mate, that's another thing. I used to love Kill Tony. But see now, it's basically like that guy in your school that you were mates with who used to bully the special needs kid. We had one of them, and my mates.
I was thinking, like, did you go to my school? How did you know about that?
my mate, I can't say his name, like, he's a good lad. He's a barber. Narrows it down. But he's a fucking mad. He was one of those ones, like, you'd look away, and like at one lunch he just ate a Suki carton.
Like the carton, like
yeah, just for the crack. And he's like, "Isn't this a laugh?" And I was like, "Not really." Like, and like you you take you'd like, I'll drop my pen, there's just bollocks about, like, oh, that's class. You know what I mean? Like in PE change rooms, giving himself a mangina and all. Like, and we're like, bro, we're 15. Like, but he used to wing starburst at the special needs kid's head, and he was autistic. And he tried hanging himself with a tie at the school gates and stuff. And
Jesus Christ.
yeah.
I thought we were kidding it like today.
Yeah. And he was like, oh, this is some wind up. And I'm like, not really. Like, it's... But the same guy, like, he was a cool guy, like, but he got memes, like, 3 years too late.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, in 5th year, he'd be like, what are those? And there was, like, a science technician in our school, and he was famous in some pads, and fuck it, you called him Dowdy, like, and he was, like, so by day he was a science technician, but by night he was a fireman, and he used to just walk around the school and used to scout the first years if they were good at football. He used to watch them, and he'd be like, "You boy, come here. You have a smashing left foot and all. Who do you play for? Is it the Glens?" Right? But he used to just go up to him and be like, "Big belly." Like, I used to call him Millhouse and all. You know what I mean? Like, just for bullying teachers, and you're like, "That's class." Like,
we had a wee guy in our school, and he used to run like everyone would have got like anyone who was getting the train to Lisbyrne.
Yeah.
Always would have got the train the same time every
Yeah.
day. He used to sprint. He used to absolutely pelt it to the train station. And then one day we were like, why does he keep doing that?
Yeah.
And we were like, it would be funny if we just held him back. Now, I wasn't involved.
Yeah, you were in the room.
I didn't stop them, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? But they used to hold his bag, and he, like, as any smart person would take the bag off and just take the bag off them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But he would run, like, try to run while they're holding his bag back. So he's just running on the spot. It got to the point where they had to, like, let him leave early, because he was like, which just meant he was even earlier for the train he was always early for.
So great.
And he whenever he got out early, we used to say bye to him, like, the whole class, and we got shouted at for that. But I remember whenever our teacher came up, or I was like, our head of house came up, and he was like, took all the ones who were doing it out, and me and another fellow were there, me and James. And he was like, I don't know how, but you two are involved somehow, but you haven't been caught doing it. I was like, I haven't done fuck all, like. But we used to have, there was 2 brothers in our school, and they were heavily autistic, God love them. One was older, one was younger.
Fucking double shotgun of bad luck, like.
I think there was a third one too, and I don't even know if that was allowed to go to our school. She was a girl, that's why. Yeah. It was an all-boys school. Yeah. But there was one of them, he used to, I can't really remember him too well, but he used to, like, tell people that he could time travel, because he watched Doctor Who loads. Yeah. But the younger one, he was a good few years below me. And one day we had, like, our school's like a big square, so there's a big quad in the middle, and there's, like, one of the classrooms was like an extension, and there's a wee flower bed. Yeah. One day shit just arrives in the flower bed, like a human shit. Yeah. And it was just the younger brother, and they were like, why did you do it? And he goes, I needed to go. And he was in music class apparently, and they were like, I think it was like when he was in first year, and they were like, oh, well, so what music do you like? And he goes, I don't like music, sir, I just like RuneScape.
We had a Down syndrome kid in my school.
Really?
Which is so... This also says how terrible my school was. People are like, yeah, it couldn't have been that bad. Like, we went to the only Catholic school in Lisbyrne, which that itself is... That's like saying you went to, like, Christian Brothers and Sandy Row. Like, you shouldn't be there. Like, all the teachers that taught my mom and dad, who were born in 1968, were still there. Like, I taught your dad. I'm like, my dad's 45 at this point. Like, that's fucked up. And so I remember, like, our school, like, we were monks, like, and used to every Monday have this GCSE exam. Like, it's 12 weeks until your GCSEs, and I got up to 6 weeks, and our year just didn't give a fuck, like. And they went, there's a kid with Down syndrome, and he's going to do better than these fucking idiots and stuff. And I was just like, you've basically used this child that is severely special needs just to, like, bully people into succeeding in life.
Well, you've been in the same classrooms as you.
No, he was a couple of years younger. Everybody loved him. He was so jolly.
Okay, not with you, but, like, was he in normal classes?
Yeah, yeah. He just had a classroom assistant. He had his own special toilet and stuff, and all. He was cool.
Oh, what a fucking baller move!
Yeah,
that's such a flex, mate.
I love Down syndrome people. Like, they are. This sounds so rogue, like, and I don't know if I've told you what my biggest fear is. Someone with Down syndrome drowning me in a lake.
Why is that your biggest fear?
Because it could happen.
It could. Why is that your...
Hypothetically, right, I'm at a youth leader at a summer scheme.
Right.
They got that like crocodile death row strength. Just hold you down.
Ah, right enough. This
is what I mean.
They have superhuman strength.
I've told this to people to explain, and, like, so they're holding you down. They're not going to stop, and you're just down in a shallow lake.
And they might think they're playing.
Yeah, exactly. Like pure. I can't believe I'm saying this. Like Lenny out of Mice and Men.
Literally what I was just about. It was on the tip of
Yeah.
my tongue there.
Yeah.
With Mice and Men.
But like I do think about it all the time. But it's not that I've nothing against them. I love them. They're just really, really nice fucking people. Like, they're just so jolly.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I can't believe you just. That's your biggest fear.
Yeah, that they're in spiders. No, I don't mind spiders. Like, but you know, like surprisingly there was no one in my family with special needs. Like do you know, we didn't have any. Yeah, I'm the token one.
I think it's.
My ma actually told me something the other day. She was going to send me to a special needs kid at school in fourth year because I couldn't, or fourth year. Fuck, I mean P4 because I couldn't really read. Like, and
I think I was about to get circumcised whenever I was. It just came into my head there now because they were like worried I wasn't going to grow into my foreskin or something.
Seriously?
And there was like, obviously I didn't get circumcised. I think I saw a thing the other day there. It was fantasy football.
Yeah.
Someone
I seen that.
punishment was to get circumcised.
Mate, this is a bit.
I know people who've been circumcised in their 20s. Like, apparently it's rough. Apparently it's very rough.
Because as well, like you're obviously horned out. Like, do you know what I mean? And,
I think the pain would probably dehorn you for a while.
Yeah.
Like castration almost.
Yeah, like a paedophile, like doing a life sentence. When I was 17, I got a prostate exam.
Did you?
Yeah.
You
So
were what, 7?
17.
Oh, right, 7.
So basically what happened, like, mate, see, whenever I was depressed, like, I was like 16, 17, 18, like, maybe 15, I would just, like, people were like, what are you doing after school? And I was like, Dan, like, I just wanted to kill myself for years. Fucking, you know the way people are like,
You're keeping it light today.
I know, but you know what I mean? Like, I made it out of the depression hood, like, like, lad, I was just so fucking miserable all the time. Got to the point, like, where I was so miserable. And obviously, I'm that age, so, like, a gust of wind would have got me hard. Like, my dick just wouldn't work. Like, I was watching porn, and I was like, right, come on, we're watching this 10 minutes now. What's happening here? And in my head, by the way, this don't mean this in a homophobic way, I'm 16, 17. I thought I was gay because my dick wasn't getting hard. I was fully getting ultrasounds on my balls. In my school uniform, by the way, in the Lagan Valley. And the guy was a fucking pervert. He was like, right, drop your kicks. And he's like, do you mind if I, like, cover my dick and balls, my dick, please? And he's like, he literally went, fine.
Like, you've ruined this day.
Yeah, I was constantly getting ultrasounds.
That's what he was looking forward to the most.
Yeah. couldn't get it, like, couldn't understand what was happening. My mum brought me to the private, like, health clinic up in Hillsborough. He done the whole thing.
How did you pose that to your mum?
I just went, like, something's wrong with my balls here, like.
Oh, right.
And she was like, right, sweet, whatever. Brought me up, like, and I've done the whole thing, but I was standing, he was sitting, he was pure like, very tender. And then without giving me warning, he went, right, get on your side here, I need to have a look up there. I was like, what? And he's like, just going to examine your prostate. And I was like, Mummy, what does this mean? She goes, just let it happen. Mate, swore to fuck, put his finger up there, lube and all, like. And I remember he was like, no, there's nothing wrong with it. And I was like, you didn't need to check my hole for that. Mate, and I remember, obviously because I was so depressed, on the car ride home from Hillsborough to Lisbyrne, crying and farting out lube, and Daniel Bedingfield was on like U105, man. It was terrible. Like, you know the worst thing about it was he was able to give me a prostate exam whilst giving me a shoulder massage with both his arms. Man, it was fucking weird. Like, but
there is a comfort in the fact that they make you lie on your side instead of downward dog. Do you know what I mean? Because if I was a doctor and I was like looking to hook up someone's arse, that's the way I think it would be better to do it.
I think if you are giving people prostate exams, you should give them poppers.
Be good crack.
It would. You'd make light of it and be like, oi, oi! Somebody come from the fucking Kremlin.
Loosey goosey.
Yeah.
It's a weird. I was actually talking to a girl in work the other day, and she was talking
about your prostate.
No, but she was saying that they have this they had this doctor, and it was like among the family, and like she went a couple of times, and he was like checking up her arse for things, and she was saying that like she obviously didn't say this to anyone, and then it came out that like one other family member, like her ma or something, she was like, oh, he put his finger up my arse to check up her, and the uncle was like, he did the same thing to me. And they were like, have we all been fucking fondled by this doctor? And they were like, yeah, apparently the whole family, like it had happened to everyone. He's now not in practice apparently, but he was like the whole family had been hit by one doctor.
Holy
and like,
fuck.
you go in for a chest infection, and they'd be like, right, drop him down, get on your side.
That's just like fake doctor. Like, that's porn.
I think I'd like it.
Putting your finger up people's eyes?
No, getting a finger put on my own.
Yeah, I'm up to anything. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
maybe not a doctor. It depends. Would you rather a woman doctor or a male doctor do it
I
to you?
wouldn't give a fuck. Like,
I always think it's like
it's different if you get hard from it.
Yeah, well then you find out something about
You
yourself.
do,
You know what I mean?
I cried when a man did it. Like, man, I just remember, see the farts. Like, it was like it was like just obviously farts, and like it was like blowing a tissue. It was like gunk coming out of my hole, like fucking stinking, like.
And that's not nice sitting in there because you
Like,
can
how
feel
did I not kill myself? Dead ass, like.
if that's not going to make you do it, fuck,
Yeah.
you've pretty strong-willed.
Fucking brutal. And my dad was just taking the piss out of me, like.
What you were saying though about not being able to come, and you were like, "Am I gay?"
Yeah.
I've had that almost with the opposite of like post-nut clarity, and been like a God love her, but I've been with a girl before, and then been like, as soon as it's over,
Yeah.
you're like, "Get me out of here."
Yeah.
And then it's like, why am I so horrible? Am I gay?
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's just post-nut clarity. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It
See,
just hits so hard that you question your sexuality.
yeah. I've only ever had 2 one-night stands, and one of them was a girl I know, so it was sweet. Like, it was just like, that was a gig.
Yeah.
And the other was in Texas with this Alaskan woman, and she like
An
proper.
Eskimo?
No, Alaskan.
Oh, exactly, an Eskimo.
Nah, she was an oil digger.
Whoa. Can't say that anymore.
But yeah, she worked in an oil rig, and I raised her up in a bar in Texas. I was like, "Well, what's happening?" She's like, "Oh my God, you're Irish!" And I was like, "I was cracking from Lisbyrne. Do you ever hear of the Swimmers?" Blah blah blah. I wanted the. Now this is not me flexing and all, and like blah blah blah. By the way, should have fully died. I was with these like Alaskans the whole time, and they were like loving me, buying me drinks and stuff. Shocker. And, they were like, "Are you coming back to our Airbnb? We're only here, and then we have to go to Dallas tomorrow." And I was like, "Sure thing." And I bounced in this car with like 5 strangers into their Airbnb, and she was like, "If we can't have sex, they're gonna hear." And I was like, "No, here, listen, I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable. Like, I can go." And she's like, "No, I want you to stay." Right? Obviously, down to business, whatever. And obviously, Americans have circumcised cocks. And she was like, "You're not circumcised?" And I was like, "No." And I was like, "Is that an issue?" She goes, in the most American way, I went, "That's so fucking hot." And I remember, like, obviously, she was clattering away, and just me laughing my bollocks off, like, just like the way it was like, I'm in an American teen film here, like.
That's maybe the play. Just go over and be like, "By the way,
Yeah.
I'm not cut."
This Yankee's got a rim. Do you know what I mean? It was like, even over there as well, like, this sounds so stuck up, like, see if you have low self-esteem, because I went over there after a breakup and stuff, and I was like, I'm never going to dance again, do you know what I mean? Like,
Guilty feet have got no rhythm.
yeah, do you know what I mean?
Big George Michael reference, if anyone cares.
Rest in peace, the king. And, like, lad, I'm not joking, you speak over there, and they're like, "Oh my God, you're Irish," and like, lad, women were all like, "You can marry me so you can stay, you don't even have to be with me," and stuff and all, and I was like, it's so mad. And they were fully because Americans don't understand sarcasm, like,
Yeah.
even if you're a 5, like, see if you're a 5 over here, you're a 10 in America, like.
And how much were flights to Austin,
Yeah,
Texas?
yeah. £800 all in. Fucking stayed in the hostel, mate.
Did you?
Mate, it was,
I don't mind the European hostel because I trust
Mate.
Europeans more than I trust Americans.
lad, there was like an Argentinian, there was like a Dutch, there was this guy from San Francisco, and he looked like, I don't know if you remember the rap sensation Mario Judah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked like him, and I think he was like non-binary or something, like, not that that matters. He was signed, I can't remember his name, but like he was a strange guy, and he was all chatting away to me and blah blah blah, where you from, whatever, and like, I was top bunk, he was bottom, and he was having pure domestics with his missus in the room, and I always remember this thing he said. He was like, "You need to stop going on about your high blood pressure. It's really bothering me." I'm like, lad, this room's like 100 degrees. Like, what the fuck are you on about? Like, do you know what I mean? It was so fucking rogue, like, but mate, you need to get out there, like, it's class.
My fear with hostels is I snore like an absolute
Aye.
trooper, and like someone very easily could murder me. Like,
Aye.
I've had people, if they've stayed even in the same vicinity as me,
Yeah.
they're like, "You need to put down when you sleep."
Yeah.
And it's like, fair enough. The most annoying thing about snoring is when someone wakes up and they're like, "Stop snoring," and you're like, "What the fuck do you mean?"
So you have disturbed my sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you want me to stay awake and not breathe, essentially? Is that what you want to happen here?
My missus, like, she was staying at my house last night, and she was like, "You were like sleep talking last night," and I was like, "What are you on about?" And she was like, "You were all like, 'No, I can't do a cartwheel,' and she was playing, and then she's like, What do you mean? What can you do?" He goes, "Nothing, I just sit there looking pretty." And then she was saying, like, "You woke up out of your sleep screaming, couldn't breathe," and you're like, I was like, what the fuck, like, yeah, it's mad, like, but Did you ever sleepwalk or anything as a child?
Yeah, did alright. I fucking sleepwalked in my old house now. It was like my ma's room was on that side and my room was that side, and the landing sort of went round that like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't remember. I remember my ma waking me up, but it was like standing over she woke me up and I was like standing over her bed, and she was like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I goes, "I'm just here to get my slippers." And I took her slippers and left them outside my room. It was the weirdest thing ever.
Just something so subtle.
Don't even know why I did it. And I remember one time my dad pissed in the wastebasket after being blocked. Sorry, he's gonna listen to this.
Yeah.
And I got the blame for it, and I was like, why would it have been me? You were the one who had fucking 12 pints last night. And he was like, it couldn't have been me. I remember going to the toilet and all. You're like, what the fuck? Why the fuck would it be me? I have pissed the bed a couple of times after a few pints.
See, I've never done that, and I'm gladly I've never shit myself, but like, no, I'm happy in that sense. Like, I do love, this sounds really like dodgy. See, when I'm steaming, I love pissing in an alleyway.
Yeah.
It's so liberating. I feel like Tarzan or something.
It is. It's also a bit especially when you really need to go and you're like, you've just committed. You're like, fuck it,
yeah,
I'm gonna piss down on this doorway to Subway.
I remember being on a first date with a girl and we were like steaming, but it was good crack. And it was like, do you know we're sort of, the best way to put it is, you know, like the Starbucks is near the housing executive, near City Hall.
Yes.
There's alleys there, like, and she's like, I need to go to the toilet here. Will you guard me? And I was like, I can't really, you know what I mean, be manipulative. It's the first time I've met her, for fuck's sake. And she just like cacks down in the middle of an alleyway and just a fucking hard streamed it. And I was like, Jesus Christ. Like, it was one of those ones, you kind of have to respect that shit. Like,
for my school formal, I brought a girl, and the bus was like, we were going from like Lisbyrne to what hotel was it in? It was like out near Crawfordsburn direction anyway. Yeah. Good journey. Everyone needed to piss, so the bus driver stopped at the side of like the motor, or like I don't even know, it was like trees or whatever, and all the fellas went to a set of trees, all the girls went to a set of trees. Don't know why the girl I brought with me decided to come piss with all the fellas. She sat there squatted down with her fucking formal dress on, pissing beside me. I'm pissing against a tree, and I'm like, this is not a good look. I have to admit. And I was like, why couldn't you just went over with him and been like a lady?
Yeah, there was someone that reminded me of one of my formals. We stopped at the Ballymac and obviously doing the piss and stuff just on the side of the road. This guy drove on me out of him. And he was left at the side of the road and never got to go to the formal. Man, it's like rage, and you'd be like, your man, I'm like, how did it go? I was like, never got to fucking go. Like,
did he not ring anyone?
I don't know. Like, one of those ones he just didn't have a phone or something. Just stranded in the Ballymac, like in a cold November's night. Fuck, I hated my form. I got voted 40-year-old virgin. And he's like, this isn't even good crack. Like, that is just bullying me, like, in front of my whole year group. Like, it was
I did the awards at my formal, and there were some things consumed that shouldn't have been consumed. Yeah. And I was absolutely loving it.
Yeah.
Doing the awards. It was me and my friend Clark. Clark's a very smart guy, very well spoken guy. I went in, so there's a lot of like posh people went in. Wouldn't say Clark's posh. He's a very well spoken, well articulated.
Works for
guy.
PwC.
Works for a finance company.
Yeah.
But he
City boys.
It was me and him doing the awards, and I had to give the award out for most unfunny. And the guy who got the award, I didn't like him, and he didn't like me. And I was like, "You're so fucking unfunny." After I give him the award, and I was like, "Why did I do that? I am the nastiest person alive." It was good crack though.
Yeah.
The best thing? One of my mates at school has a massive penis, right? And there was a video.
Jesus Christ.
There was a video of him doing the windmill with his cock, and everyone was like, "What in the name of Christ? Why have you got such a monster in your trousers?" He knows who he is if he listens to this.
I bet he just walks about. He could walk around in the tightest GAA shorts.
I don't know what we were going at. He's the most awkward guy ever.
But that's it. You know what I mean?
It's like a curse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
God had to nerf him.
Yeah.
So at the formal, we had a big projector, and the video played, and it was him just swinging it about, and I was like, "That's such a," and he didn't come with a date. He was there maidenless.
That's crazy,
isn't it? And
that's technically distributing child pornography if you think about it. What age was he in the video?
Well, in the video, he probably would have been about 15. So God knows what.
We'll have a look.
God knows what. He might have been 16 to be fair, but God knows what life. But it was just at the end, like there was all like sort of like people submitted like embarrassing photos of everyone. Yeah. After the teachers had left, and that was like the very very last one to play. Just him swinging about this big fucking behemoth.
Was this upper sixth?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if that video was played in front of the teachers, it'd be like, fuck me. Do you want to write my wife?
I think we know.
You know what I mean? Like, don't worry about coursework. I'll do it for you.
It's a big dick energy. That's what it is. And then he proceeded to not speak to anyone for the rest of the day. He knew it was getting played though.
Did you find like going to an all boys school like made you like just? It was basically like a fucking social club for 7 years. That you had the homework.
I was a bit of a virgin in school. Like
Really?
I liked going to school. Like I was pretty like into my studies.
Yeah.
So I was.
So was I, and it didn't work. I got 2 GCSEs, mate.
It was it was good crack. Like it sort of got better crack towards the end.
Yeah.
But like I'm not going to like. It never really bothered me not going to a school with girls.
Yeah. What was your biggest scandal in school?
Oh, great question. There was the phantom shitter, right? And basically what he did was he locked one of the cubicles in the toilets and just smeared shit all over the walls.
We had one of those.
Everyone has for some reason. And he did it for like 3 days or something. Like he kept the door locked.
Like Bobby Sands.
It was a dirty pro. He climbed in and out, so he kept the door locked, and he kept fucking like coming in and out and just smearing more and then coming back out again.
Christ.
And it got found out who it was, and he started saying like everyone called him Phantom Shitter, and he was like, "Oh, it was just pasta. You know the Pasta Kings
Yeah,
from the canteen."
yeah.
He said it was those, and I was like, "I remember smelling it. There was no chance that was pasta, you dirty bastard." And then when they were like, "Why did you do it?" He was like, "Oh, it was the stress of Key Stage 3." It's like that could not be that stressful.
That's fucking madness.
There was. I feel like I'm missing a big one here. A drama at my school. Someone killed themselves at the
Jesus Christ.
in first year. One of our mentors. Very sad to be fair, but I'm trying to.
Was
think.
he like in your year?
No, it was not. He was like one of our. You know when you're in first year, you
You get like
mentors?
upper sixth and stuff.
Yeah,
and all?
it was one of those.
Fucking hell.
There was a big cheating scandal in our year at school for A levels, I think. So if you had 2 A levels that clashed with each other,
Yeah.
you had to do it separately to
Yeah.
everyone else. So you would have the questions before everyone.
Yeah.
And I think one fella had given the questions to the exam, like the actual question paper,
Mhm.
to someone else
Yeah.
in the year, and they screenshot it or took photos of it and sent it in the group chat, which someone from Methody, which are our rival school, obviously.
Oh, you're famously known for like, what's that thing? Not glazing. That thing that they done with the rugby boys.
Hazing.
Hazing.
Yeah.
Pricks.
Someone from there got hold of it, and then their ma was a teacher or something,
Aye.
and they touted on everyone, absolute dork. And it was like it was in the news and everything about
Seriously?
this. Yeah, I sort of. I think the guy didn't get the A level for it, or maybe that module. I think he had to appeal it or something.
Yeah. I see. I honestly loved tech. Like tech was, as I say, like I basically
What one did you go to?
Lisbyrne.
Cirque.
South Eastern Regional College. Man, it was fucking sick. Like so basically, I revised so much I had a mentee B. Like I had to do my GCSEs in the library because they didn't, and they wouldn't give me extra time because they didn't believe I had anxiety. Man, I used to walk my tiptoes and all. Like I was.
Oh, were you? Were you one of those ones?
Bro, I was. See, if you seen me in school, you'd be like, "This is not the same guy." like it's so crazy. And basically revised so much that I had a mental breakdown. Fucking 2 GCSEs, 2 C60s.
What were the 2 GCSEs?
I done double boards, so I got one in science and then one in ICT. And then my sister had to go over to me to get the results because my parents were convinced I was going to kill myself, like, which is fucking madness, like.
Yeah.
And blah blah blah. Went down to tech, done my level 2. I'm a like science level 3 science, so I'm like I've 8 GCSEs now, and like 3 A levels, 2 Bs and a C, like 2 Bs in physics and chemistry and a C, biology, whatever. But mate, I'm not joking. Like tech is like unbelievable. Like you just wear your own clothes. Your teacher was called Cheryl. Shout out to you, best woman ever. Like she was so cool. She used to just smoke joints and stuff like, but there was no pressure. It was like you don't have to be here, and I was basically stoned every day. Like
I went to Belfast Med for a foundation degree.
Yeah.
I went to Liverpool for a year, then dropped out, and was like, I want to do a foundation degree in civil engineering. So then I went to tech, and then my mate, he went to the same tech as me, and then he knew people in the same tech class. And
Yeah.
like you said, we went to Millfield. Like,
yeah,
and Millfield is obviously where there's the special needs
Yeah.
tech as well.
yeah,
So you would go into classrooms doing like, I don't know if it's level 4, level 5 stuff,
yeah.
like foundation degree stuff anyway, and there would just be like nursery rhymes on the walls, and it's like ABCs and everything,
Yeah.
obviously for the special needs people. But like it was the Wild West. Like there was a guy in my mate's tech class that they were doing a foundation degree in real estate planning or something. So we're all in the same days more or less, and I remember one of them had a bottle bong in his car, so and he was parked in the fucking Belfast Net car park, and we went in at lunchtime one day and had bottle bongs and then went back, and it was nuts. And I lived in Botanic one year and then Tate's Avenue another
Yeah.
year, So you would just go in, you would just wake up, smoke a bong, walk into tech,
It's
and
class.
just be just stoned out the whole day.
I hear, and I bet you probably done better in tech than you ever did in school.
No,
Alright, fair
absolutely
enough.
not.
Fair enough.
I think my fucking academic career took a real downturn when I
Yeah.
found drugs.
At least you're honest.
It's
like,
weird how that happens, isn't
yeah,
it? See when these come into play. Fuck, it's
what did you do in Liverpool?
journalism.
Seriously,
International.
you do give like you'd be a journalist in the Irish League. You're like, here, Jay Donnelly's back at it again.
Nah, well, it's school. I just really wanted to go to Liverpool. Originally wanted to do international business with Spanish
Right.
in uni of Liverpool.
Yeah,
And then my A levels were like, not a chance, mate.
is that right?
So then was like, fuck, I'll just go to any course that'll take me. And it was like international journalism. You only needed like a C, and I think it might have been BC, and that was it. You needed
Yeah.
to get. I got CDE in my A2s. And I was like fucking crying on results day. I rang and
Yeah.
I was like, can I get in? And they were like, what did you get in your Maths and English GCSEs? And I was like, A's. And they were like, yeah, no problem. And I was like, right, thank fuck, that's
Yeah.
sorted. But I went over and I had never like really met English people.
Yeah.
Speaking as if they're aliens. So
They
like,
are. Yeah.
And like I didn't like even living with them. I
Yeah.
didn't anticipate how weird it would be to live with them. And like
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be much different to us.
Uh huh.
But I was living with a fella from Chester, a girl from Wales, and then a Scouse girl.
Yeah.
Well, actually, she was from Birkenhead, so not really Scouse, but
Yeah.
they were just the fella was dead on. The two girls were wankers. Didn't get on with them, but
Mhm.
there was people from Lisbyrne, weirdly enough, who were in like a different.
We're fucking
room.
everywhere, lad.
But like I remember my uni class. There was one other fella. I think he was Italian or Spanish, so he didn't really understand me, and then all the rest was just English girls,
Yeah.
and they didn't understand me,
Uh-huh.
and I would come in nervous, fucking
Yeah.
sweating from the walk out
Yeah.
to the uni and everything. I just hated it, and then it was like sort of I came back home and my mates were like, "Oh, we're getting a student gaff here,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Oh, I cannot miss out on this."
Yeah.
And I dropped out.
I think though it is important. Like I didn't go to uni, but like when I was 21, I was having a shit time and I moved out and I lived in a gaff in Botanic with two strangers. Like, and one was like a French guy, and then a guy from like North Belfast, and the bottom floor was a brothel and all. But
No way.
I mean,
What street?
28 Wolseley Street.
Right.
But like
28. We had fucking mates that lived on 20.
I mean, it's so mad. But it, like, lad, what I'm about to tell you, won't believe it. Like they moved out, and then there was a guy, an English guy called Ben. He was alright. Like, but I remember he was like aggressively riding his bird, and Jesus Christ, she could win an Oscar for her performance. She was like, and she's just so English. She's like, ah, you know, like a fucking like a Dan Bird. And I was like, right, you're not like Ron Jeremy. Like, fuck me, you're a twink. You know what I mean? But like there was like, I swear to God, this isn't racism. There was
It is.
right. This Indian guy came to view the house, and I knew it was a bit of a red flag because him and 10 other people came to view it with him. I can't even look at you; it's so fucked up. And he was sound. He was called Ashwin, not lovely guy. Like, you know what I mean. I stole his Coke, like his Coca-Cola, didn't let on and stuff and all, whatever. And I remember I was like, it's so weird. Like I never see him. He must work nights or something. But I was like, anytime I walk past his room, there's different styles of shoes. So there'd be like Adidas, there'd be like men's leather shoes, there'd be running shoes, and there'd be all different size shoes. So I guess it's mad this year. I went in to get a shower one day, and it was like an Indian guy in his 50s with a mustache, just like, hello. And I was like, what the fuck? And I rang the landlord, and I was like, I think there's something going on here. Like, and he went 2 days later, and he's like, Adam, I don't really know how to say this, but there was 10 fellas living in that one room.
No way.
I swear to God.
How the
lad,
fuck did they not? How did you not click on?
I don't, because lad, they were in rotation of who could come out and all. Like. And he was so embarrassed. He was like, Adam, I'll pay for your, like, you can leave now. Like, you can break the lease and all. It's okay. I'm so sorry. Like, but yeah, fully about 10 fellas living in this one room.
Fucking nuts. I wonder where they slept.
Fucking in the walls, lad. You know what I mean? It was, but I love that they're, looking back now, like we're doing a full 180 here. I love that their sense of like, because obviously we're mummy's boys, like in that sense. Like my mad done everything for me, like, and I lived out for a year. I didn't really eat. No, I was stressed. I was depressed. I was away from my friends. I didn't drive. But I loved that their sense of like, fuck, I have to pay rent, I have to get food and everything. It did make me a better person in a sense, but you're so appreciative of coming back home to see your parents and stuff and all. Like, but
like I've lived in Liverpool for what call it like fucking half a year. And
you made it to Easter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I didn't even.
Yeah.
I made it to Christmas, then I dropped out. I went back for a couple of weeks, and then I came back
Yeah.
at Easter actually. And then I went out, lived in Botanic Stroke Holy Lands, and then went to Tate's Avenue. I don't know, we were in Tate's for a year actually, then came back here, and then last year was living in my mate's gaff, and I'm back here now. It's just, you can't beat it.
Yeah.
She's away on a cruise right now, and she's back tomorrow. Thank fuck.
Yeah.
I've had to do a wash. I've never had to do a wash in my life.
But people, like, and it's always like my missus is like, your ma does everything for you, or your dad. And I'm like, yeah, because I'm cool. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not just going in and be like, Paul, dinner now. Like, there's times like, make us poach the eggs. And he's like, fuck off, would you? Do you know what I mean? In that sense, like, but, like, my sister said something to me. She was like, whenever you move out and you come back in again, you really appreciate mum and dad. Like, you'll have a better relationship, and you do.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know what I mean? Like, but...
Don't know, but then sometimes I'm like, if my ma doesn't fuck up, she's gonna hit the jaw here. Like my ma will pick the worst. It's the way my ma tells me to do stuff that grinds my gears. She'll be like, she'll tell you to do one thing, like hoover the stairs, and you're like, dead on, no worries. And you're like, I don't like this tone. And then she'll go, and you're like, if you don't give me it all in one go, I'm gonna fucking lose the head here.
My dad does this thing, and he fucking does my bollocks in, right? I'll be in the kitchen, and he's like, I've just remembered, I have to cook a 5-course meal. And I'm like, you bastard, you don't have to do this. And then he watch me cutting onions, he'd be like, gonna cut your finger there, Adam. Gonna cut your finger. And then when I'm done with stuff, he's like, make sure you clean up. Or if I'm washing a plate, he'd be like, oh, make sure you put it in the dishwasher. I'm like, I'm not gonna just leave it there. And he knows it fucking winds me up. Do you know my dad's irrational fear is tinfoil?
Really?
I swear to God, like my dad's autistic.
It?
Yeah, he goes like or like see like biting down on like a, say if you get like chicken wings and like a, it's sort of like a tinfoil like plate or something.
Yeah.
And if he sees it scratching, he just like,
really,
he fucking loses his
mental.
mind. Like seeing you meet.
Can he touch like tinfoil normally?
Not really. Like
really?
He gets all fucking.
I've a mate who's like up with red sauce. Shout out Fergus. Weirdo. Like he cannot like even see if there's a bottle of red sauce in front of him, it'll make him feel sick. And I remember he lived in the gaff with us in Tate's Avenue.
That's class.
And I remember one day there was like a front door and then a hall door. And I remember I knew he was coming in, so I got it was like fucking Tom and Jerry. I was probably stoned when I did. Yeah. I got like A4 bits of paper and squirted red sauce in them, and then tied them and made like bombs. And like it was like 3 or 4 of them, and I like left the hall door slightly ajar, and put them on top so that whenever he would open the door, they would just fall on him. That's class. And he actually, I don't know how he knew, but he came in and he kicked the door. Because he was like, I knew something was up with the way the door was open, and I was like, you're a fucking bastard. Like, that's one time we did get him, we put red sauce on like the lid of his water bottle, and he as soon as he took a drink, he was sick. Like he cannot, like he hates it so much. And like I love red sauce, like, but it is like specifically red sauce is like one thing people have an actual fear of for some reason.
It's that, and like my fear is like used to be like long gansly hairs.
In your food?
No, just
just in general.
Just like because I love obviously my sister, my ma. Like my ma's always been rocking the lesbian haircut. You know what I mean? Just short and angry. But my sister, big long ginger hair, and see that there. Like I've only recently gotten over it. I think it's from being in relationships because I can't. Do you know what I mean? You're so petrified of giving women the ick. Fuck, imagine walking. A man running. Jesus, couldn't have them there. But like, it used to physically make me sick. Like, or what was it? Like, I'm in a wee phase of eating lentil soup, and it comes out of the tin like dog food, and I have to get my mum and daddy open it because I'll physically whitey like. Do you know what I mean?
I'm not like up with foods. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, see onions. If there's an onion in my food, it'll ruin the whole thing.
Mate, onions are fucking deadly. Like,
tobacco onions, I'll give them a bye because they're more like crisps. But like actual onions, nah, they can fuck right off. Like, it actually would. Like, if I bite into one and crunch down on it, the whole thing is fucked. It's going in the bin. I can't eat it.
Here's a question: with you living in the Holy Lands and obviously you used to smoke green, did you ever have a weird thing with a dealer from there? Because I have a weird fucking story. One of those ones where it was like you should have been bullied at school.
I actually meant to ask you this earlier on, and you just reminded me about it, about like dealers, not in the Holy Lands, but we had one down in when we lived in Tate's. There was a guy. He lived in the village, and we would get off him. And I'm not even joking. He used to make these edibles, and they were unbelievable. He used to get you absolutely rubbered. And he texted me one day going, I've got sausage rolls. And I was like, are they edibles? And he goes, yeah. And I went and got them, and I'm not even joking, full on sausage rolls. He must have made it into the pastry for the sausage roll, and I ate them, and I got stoned out, and I was like, that is mental. The science behind this guy's a genius. He's wasted on being a grass dealer because he could be used somewhere else.
Did you have red sauce with him?
Oh yeah,
that's fucking class.
But they didn't even taste like, you know, the way edibles are usually fucking rotten.
Aye.
But these were actually really nice, and most of his edibles were really nice. He did make one, and it was like, it was like a cookie or something,
Mm.
and he was like, "This, you might want to take a half of this one." And I goes, "I'm all right," because I was like quite a heavy smoker,
Yeah, yeah.
and I could have hacked it. As soon as I had it, I was like convinced I was having a stroke, and I was
Aye.
like subtly like putting my hands in the air,
Yeah,
to be,
yeah,
like,
one of those
just to
ones. You're
check.
like,
You know what I
"Ah."
mean?
I remember getting a queue off a guy, and it was in this Audi, and it was in the Holy Lands, and it sort of narrows it down to being a million people jumping in the car, and it was so cringy because he had Bugsy Malone and he had like $4,000 in the dashboard, and I was like, "You're just playing this loud." But let's be honest here, people will be like, "Bugsy Malone inspired me." He's fucking shite.
He's
He nearly
so
died
bad.
on a quad. That's embarrassing. Do you know? See, if you were dying in a car accident like Michael Antonio, respect. He near died wearing Crocs.
Yeah.
You've died on a fucking quad that goes 100 mile an hour. You're a fucking idiot. But he was just blurring Bugsy Malone, counting it all like the money, as if like me.
The flex on you while he's
I'm
selling
like,
your queue.
yeah, you know what I mean? It's basically half shake as well. I had the best dealer in the world, and he was like a Lisbyrne legend to me. Like, this is how class it was. My uncle giving me his name, and he called him Flipper. God, mate, he's dead now. God love him. Like, I used to come round to his house. Like, I used to text me, and he was like, "Cuser, mon round, kissy face." He used to make me tea. He used to watch the horse racing, and he used to live in like these flats that was in his sister's name and all. He was declared homeless and all, little class, and he used to just be like smoking me joints, but he used to roll joints with fag tips, and I'd be like,
Oh,
I'm like, "Mate, you know you can do them." Or nah, don't like them, don't like them.
like actual like filter, like
Filters,
rolly filters,
Yeah,
or like
yeah,
actual
yeah.
like fake filters.
maybe like he used to smoke me out tea and all, and he'd be like I used to see for a score bag, he'd basically give you like 6 grams. He's like, "You're a good lad, no, come from your ears, Adam. I love
How'd
you."
he
and all
die?
that." Oh mate, don't even. It's actually very sad. But what he used to do as well, he used to be smoking out and all, watching the races and all. He's like, "Oh, I'll score on this." You know what I mean? Good odds. And I'm like, "Oh, it's class, Flipper." And he'd be like, "Anyways, Adam, my what do you call that thing? It's like a pain condition. Adam, my fibromyalgia is really
Oh,
bad.
wow.
I've looked into going to Switzerland to get euthanized." I'd be like, "Oh mate, that's mad out there." You know what I mean? You just throw
Yeah.
these mad curveballs in.
What a callback to the start of the episode, by the
I know,
way.
crazy. I swear to God. And he was, he died on like Christmas Day, and I was
Oh.
getting the bag of green off on Christmas Eve, and he was like, "I'm having these chest pains." Died that night of a heart
No
attack,
way.
and I was like one of the last people to see him.
What age was he?
In his 50s, like that's how you know he was class as well.
Aye, an older
And
drug
I was
dealer.
like, "Flipper man, do you make any money from this?" He's like, "Nah, I just do it as every smick does. Do it for free,
Do it
smoke."
for free.
Do you know what I mean? But he was so fucking sick, like, and just so he was so class because you didn't. It got to that stage where like I just land round at his house, give him skins and all, because he was using like green Rizzlers. And I was like,
The
"Man,
fucking
come on,
rum.
you're smoking chalk, like." But
There was one I never used him because he was a fucking head case. Gucci Green, you called him. I don't mind saying-
Gucci,
Yeah.
me and Soupy still talk about him.
He is the maddest cunt ever. Like I was down in my mate's gaff in Ormo, this is years ago, like, and they were getting a bag off him, and he came in and he had a black eye, and he was so smacked out, and they were like, "What the fuck happened with your black eye?" And he goes, "Oh, I was with these hookers last night, and they were doing lines, and one of them cracked me." And we were like, "What the fuck?" And then another time, I just bumped into him in the bot, and like he
Yeah.
didn't know me, I didn't know him, I didn't know it was him. Until he said Gucci whenever he was there in like D squared jeans, like a fucking mad belt, like a D squared hoodie and everything, and we were just there playing pool or
Yeah.
something, and he was like, right, he was blocked as fuck. He was like, right, who's gonna play me for 60 quid? And this is like, we was back at him when we were like still
Yeah.
students, and we were like, "We're not playing you for 60 quid, mate,
Yeah.
we'll play you for a score." And he got absolutely smoked at pool. He was so bad, and he was like, I don't know, the whole time I'm like, do you ever get one of these kind of smicks are around you and you're like,
Yeah.
holy fuck, I wish he would just leave.
Yeah.
He was giving off that, and then he was like doing something. He was like, right, play me for another 40, Gucci, and I was like, holy fuck, that's Gucci Green.
Yeah.
And then thankfully his mate came and got him, and he left. But it was like, you know, one of those ones where like I find like situations with Smick so volatile. Like one wrong thing
Oh, it
could
sets
go
him
wrong.
off,
I've
like.
never told you about me being bricked.
No, I have a funny story of that, but you go first.
This is the debut on the podcast. So we were at a party in the Holy Lands before, and it was like the next morning, and it was on Uni Ave, and the sun was out. You know, it was a nice day. We're all
Yeah.
sitting out the front of the gaff. There's all sorts. I can't remember. There was like 15 maybe of us
Yeah.
sitting out the front, and these two smicks walk up from Ormer Road, and they're like, just talking away, and it's all going dead on. Then one of them says something to one of our mates' girlfriends at the time. And it gets a bit hostile. Things are kicking off.
Yeah.
And I'm not confrontational. I never start with
No,
anyone.
God, no.
And so I'm not actually doing anything. I'm just standing there, and I'm standing like, say the front door's there, the windows of like the bottom floor
Yeah.
bedroom are there. I'm just sitting in front of the window basically. Things are kicking off. They start like fucking pushing everyone, and then everyone's like, right, just get inside here, fucking to escape from them. Don't know how it happens, but I end up locked outside. They close the door before I could get in, like fucking Jurassic Park or something.
Jesus Christ, the Raptors.
Yeah, and thankfully the Raptors didn't know how to use the door.
Yeah.
But they're like fucking standing up, like picking like shit up. And I turn around and I'm like, lads, I never actually said anything. I was like, just fucking go on here. I'm not even joking, just fucked a brick at my head. And I was like, didn't really feel it. I sort of like, I was blocked and, you know what I mean? Didn't really feel it. And then sort of, they fucking bolted. They put something else through the front window, probably another brick through the front window.
Through the front window, broke the window and all?
Yeah, broke the window. But the front window, so, you know the way it's like a wee square panel, and then it opens up above that. So that was wide open, and they put a brick through the square panel. And I'm sitting banging the door.
Yeah.
I put my hand on my head and there's blood, like a lot of blood, and I'm banging the door like fuck. But they think it's still the two smicks trying to get in.
Yeah.
And then some bird from a party across the road like just was like freaking out. She ran over, bounced through the window, and was like, "Your mate's standing outside bleeding." And they were like, "Oh fuck, it's Dinsey."
Yeah.
So they opened the door and I was like, "Any chance here?" And I went in. I had my head was bleeding so much I had to take my top off and wrap it around it to stop the bleeding. Ambulance came and everything, and then I got to it wasn't even that bad, to be honest. Like got to the Royal, was waiting there for like 45 minutes, maybe an hour. My mate came with me. My man or mate came down. This is like fucking 8 or 9 in the morning. I remember the munch I got. My mate went to the vending machine and got me like a 10 of Lucozade, a packet of Monster Munch, and a Milky Bar. It was great. Went and got seen to, and it was like 5 staples.
Yeah.
That was all it was.
Fucking hell, man.
And I was like, obviously my top had to go thrown out because it was covered in blood. And I had the gown around me. And I was like, do I need to go home? And he was like, just don't be touching it. I was like, fuck it, I went back to the party.
Class.
And stayed there for like another hour or so. But then getting the taxi home with the gown around me, it was the maddest thing ever.
There's definitely a photo of you just like...
There's a photo of me in the hospital with my ma. I'll show you it after on my phone. Of me and my ma in the hospital with the bandage wrapped around my head.
That's fucking class. I always remember, I worked in a door-to-door agency. Not an agency, a fucking pyramid scheme. Sorry, it was my first big boy job. I was a recruitment manager. And it was down, University Street?
Yeah.
Where the attics, like homeless shelter thing is.
Yeah.
And you have to be buzzed in. And I was working with this guy, and he was like a wee fucking, like, he worked in Gringotts Bank. You know what I mean? He had yellow skin, like, you know what I mean? Part of the Sinister Six, like. And I remember, like, it was like school, like walking past the 5th years. And we were coming back from lunch, and this smick was like shouting. Him in a homeless shelter, by the way, we're like, Jesus, you're a fucking tramp. You wear that suit every fucking day, you tramp. I remember just being like, fuck up. People in crack houses shouldn't throw stones. But it's that their thing. And it's that there. It goes back to like where like people in Northern Ireland, it doesn't matter. Like they'll just slobber about everybody. It's like you're literally in a crack house saying this guy wears the same suit every fucking day.
What is he wearing as well?
Fucking, here, a D square top. You know what I mean? Fuck me. See that there? I'll let it pass. I've seen you with a few represent tops. Don't worry, we're friends. But see this whole D squared Montclair and all.
Represent isn't the same as those. I only have one, by the way. I've got I worked in France at the time, so that's why I got it. But
you know what I mean? Them
D squared is one of the worst ever.
What's the other one?
Palm Angels.
Palm Angels. It's just this top with like a lens and like the
tiny
butterflies,
bar.
the eye. And you're like, do you actually look mad? It's basically the drug dealer 11 degrees.
Oh yeah, but whenever I worked in funnels, that's all you got. Like
I've cheated on my missus, so I'm gonna take her to the Galgrim, the Galgrim, and then I'm gonna buy her a Louis bag. And you're like, why do not give that money to your ma because her son is a drug dealer? Take her out the Marbs
tax or something.
Do you know what I mean?
There was one fella that came in one time and he was so obviously a drug dealer, and there was like certain clothes that you got commission on. So like if anything you sold, you got like 0.5% of or whatever.
But that's still a lot of money.
Like a bonus. Yeah. Well, it depends on what it is, but like some things were like promoted every month. So I remember there was one month it was like this Burberry sort of like shirt and short set. And this guy was like, he just wanted to buy it anyway. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, go for it, mate. It looks lovely. And it was the worst thing I've ever seen. I think I got like 80 quid for it or something. That's just class. For selling it. It was pretty good.
But that's the thing as well. Like you're a well-dressed guy. I like to think I'm a well-dressed guy. People will wear just expensive shit and like they look like Adam Sandler. selling half grams. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, have a bit of style, you folks. See as well. I can't have these. What are they? See the Armani like laceless shoes.
The loafers sort of thing.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
The ones that are worse are the Louboutins. Fucking with the spikes on them. Whenever I worked there as well. Now there was members from the travelling community, and they used to come in. And there was this one woman came in one time, and she was like, "Have you got the Sophia Websters?" And I goes, "Say it again, sorry." The Sophia Websters, and I goes, "Are they the ones with the butterfly on them or something?"
Yeah.
She goes, "Yes," and I was showing her them, and she was like, "Have you any more?" And I goes, "The ones that we have out are the ones that we'll have." And she goes, "Check out the back," and I goes, "It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
The ones that are here are the ones we've got," and that was fine. She was doing my head and like asking for all these different sizes, and then they always buy them. Do you know what I mean? And then one time they came in with their kids, and she was like, "Oh, remember me?" And I goes, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" And they had their kids with them, and like in flannels, the Louboutins, you know, the ones with the red bottoms.
Aye.
So there's like concrete and there's carpet. If you're trying on the Louboutins, you have to step on the carpet, so you don't have to scratch the red bottoms. And the kids were just running around with like trying the shoes on, as kids do. Like, but they were running on the concrete, and I was sitting going like, how the fuck do I tell these people like to stop their kids running about on them?
Yeah, because it's one of those ones as well where they're like, they beat you in the middle of a shop.
Oh, there was one before I joined. There was a fella who got offered a fair dig with one, and they were like, he was like, he had to get out of work early and all, because he was like, "I'll be waiting for you." So he had to get out of work early because the guy was like, I don't know what the argument was over or what.
I know a guy, and this sounds like the biggest bollocks you'll ever heard ever. There's a traveller camp up in the Glen Road, and obviously he was a bit younger, and he's like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna break in for the crack." Haha. They caught him, right, and kept him like hostage for basically like a day. Didn't like ransom him, made him do chores and like clean out all the fucking caravans, and he broke out and all like
that's fucking mental.
Isn't it? Like just breaking into a traveller camp and just being like, nah, we're not gonna like beat you up. You're our bitch for the day. Like,
you're our slave now.
My dad got robbed by. They stole my dad's tools once in the
Really?
Yeah.
It's not like them.
I know. They stole his tools in Boucher, and we had a rogue family member, and they went down to the camp, and he was universally known. Hated, adored, but never ignored. You know what I mean? And he went down with an object of sorts, and he's like, "Oh Jesus, I'm so sorry. I didn't know he's your cousin. I'm sorry. And like the whole camp just went, "Oh Jesus, I'm so sorry. My dad was like, "What the fuck is happening down here?" Like, but they do have good morals in the sense of it's like, right, this is the price, and I'll try haggle it. If you can't get it, sound, I'll like sort of might pull a move. But if you don't agree to it, I will eventually leave. Like
my favourite thing about them is you can do anything you want, but you can lie anytime you want. But if you put your hand on the Bible, that's like their sacred law.
Oh, best TikTok ever.
The guy is put your hand on the Bible, say you didn't take cocaine.
Yeah.
Put your hand on the Bible.
I'm here with Father Murphy here, and I'm swearing on the Bible I didn't cheat you.
It's the way they take it so seriously.
Yeah, but it's mad though. It's like, could you imagine being a member of the travelling community, right? And like one of the Furies, right? And one of your sons just can't fight.
Yeah.
Like, where do you go? Like, do you get sent to the desert for 40 days, like learning how to scrap?
There's actually a fucking really good Netflix documentary on them, and I can't remember what you call it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what it is after, because like I remember watching it, and I was like, that was actually really good.
Yeah.
And it's about like two families that want to have a fair dig, and it's like they're all like, "Oh, you give me 40 grand to fight him."
Yeah.
And it's like, why do they have so much? And they all have it in cash as well.
Yeah. But like I remember as well, like obviously in Lisbyrne, so my parents, where we lived, I call Heaven's Waiting Room. It's the 3-bedroom houses and all, whatever. Nothing special. You know what I mean? We only go on holiday 4 times a year. We don't. You know what I mean? Skint as fuck. Like, do you know what I mean? But like during the Celtic Tiger and all, we had the big bull masters, like, and they used to come around to my house like, Mrs, I'm going to Tarmac here Drive. And my ma was like, "Fuck off, get out of here." Mrs, I swear I'll do a good deal. I'll go to you a deal. And we had the big bull master because I'll put the dog in you. "No, Mrs. Do you know what I mean? Like, so, but this is what I mean. Like, they'll try to pull them out, but they will eventually leave. They're good people. Like, they're fucking, they can, as you can say, they can dig. Do you ever remember Paddy Doherty?
Don't think so.
He's like the famous traveller. And he was on Danny Dyer's Deadliest Men.
Was he?
And like he had this compound, and he got shot in the head in intensive care, basically just out of a coma, and he was like on death's door, and he's like, "Organise a fair dig." And you're like, that there is like, people are saying, "Oh, Khabib's the hardest man in the world." Then people are.
What point is it stupidity? Do you know what I mean? Like, let's take a
Yeah.
few minutes to recover here. For
You ever see the call out video when he's doing the thing? He's, oh, he's having a fit. He's having a fit. Yeah.
The college are the funniest things ever as well.
I think them and like this. I think Travellers. I'm trying to think of what other like groups in Northern Ireland are my favorite. I love the Chinese community in Botanic
Yeah.
because they don't do drugs. They just smoke fags and just gamble.
There's gambling going on somewhere.
There
Did you ever
is.
go into Little Vegas
Mate,
in Stranmillis?
you laugh at this. Obviously, I'm not the full shilling. Like I've never put a bet on my life.
Have you not?
Don't know how to do a bet.
There's a wee casino up in Stranmillis, and it's like, I say casino, it's got a few slot machines and a roulette machine. But anytime you would go in late at night for a crack and go on the roulette machine, it's a big roulette table, but it's like electronic. It's good crack though. Anytime you go in, there's a Chinese guy or any form of Asian guy just fucking hammering it.
But you know what that is? It's because like in Asia, you can't really take drugs because you get killed. So they're like, what's the other vice? Like fags are class.
I think is there not like an element of like they're big into their fortune and luck.
Yeah.
So they are. So they're like, something could happen and they're like, it's my lucky day.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go fucking play slots for 10 hours.
Yeah. I'd love to go to China. Like I had a cousin that lived there.
I would love to. I always say this, like, see Thailand and all, it doesn't really appeal to me, but China, fuck, I'd love to go to China.
Yeah, like my cousin married a woman from there, and she works. You call her Vicky. She's a lovely woman, like, but like I remember some in our family were making jokes about Taiwan and all, and she was like going fucking crazy.
Really?
Like she was like Team China. Like, she's like, don't you ever make jokes about Taiwan and all.
That's a bit nuts.
Yeah, but like she worked this job. It was basically their version of like a graphic designer. But she obviously, so China's so like advanced. Whenever she moved over here, she couldn't do her job because we didn't have the technology.
Really?
She just works in like a printing shop in like like in East Belfast.
No way.
But it's so interesting the way like they've got Chinese Disneyland and stuff. And
Oh, yeah. Have you ever seen the is there not like am I making this up? Is there not something about Winnie the Pooh in China?
oh, why he looks like Xiaoping?
Oh, Xi Jinping.
Xi Jinping, yeah.
There's a city I always see TikToks and I really want to go there because it's like obviously I'm an engineer, so I'm a bit into my engineering. It's called Chongqing. That is not. I swear to God, that's how you
He
say
used to
it.
play for Bolton, wasn't he? You know?
But it's called Chongqing, and it's like it's hard to explain. So like you'll be like on the ground floor,
Aye.
but you'll also be like on the 17th floor of a skyscraper. So there's levels to like, and it'll look like a normal street. There'll be cars going past
That's
you.
sick.
It's all. It's just absolutely mental. And there's like, I think it's the same city where there's a train that goes through like a block of houses.
Aye.
So it is.
I think people are saying, oh, Qatar and all World Cup, load of bollocks and all. Fuck. There needs to be a World Cup in China because we would have
Yeah.
the maddest football stadiums ever. They'd be on top of a shopping centre.
I think there was a really interesting thing about Chinese football where, obviously, remember that
Aye,
was like the thing
the
before
boom.
the Qatar,
Yeah,
before
yeah.
like Saudis and everything. They were just spending all sorts
Yeah.
on big players, but it wasn't making the league any better.
Aye.
The head of either the president or the president of the football association was like, we need to stop doing that. So
Yeah.
you can't. I don't think you can buy foreign players anymore in China or
The
something.
thing was in China, one of their rules, which I found very, very interesting, was you could have as many foreign players, but you could never have a foreign goalkeeper.
Really?
You always had to have a Chinese goalkeeper.
Why?
I don't know, but in a weird,
Notoriously short people as well.
yeah,
you know
what I mean? Like, but that there is very, very interesting as well because I remember fucking bastard. I remember Alex Teixeira.
Yeah.
He was going to go to Liverpool, and then fucking Xiaoping at United were like, "Hey man, here's
We'll give you
100
£50 billion a week.
Yeah. But like Oscar, he sold his soul. Who else played for him?
Did Hulk go as well?
Hulko, interesting guy. He's now married to his ex-wife's niece.
I saw that in a TikTok actually. There's a
Yeah,
grey area, but I
very-
think the ref says play on. It's just by he's
it's-
onside just
it's,
by an inch.
You know what I mean? It was a very, very interesting place. Like, but would you ever go to Saudi?
To play football? No, probably.
No.
Nah, none. Well,
No.
none of that. Middle East would interest
I
me.
wouldn't even go to Dubai, to be honest.
I would no. Don't like. Oh, I would love to go to Syria. I know that sounds so stupid.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
I would love to go. I'd love to go to places
You're not meant to.
2 months after a terrorist attack.
Yeah, have you ever seen that guy
Yeah,
talking about it?
Yeah,
He's
and
like,
it makes so much sense.
yeah.
And not even because it's cheap. I'd love to know. This sounds so fucked up, but it'd be interesting in a way. I'm like how a country rebuilds himself after a major terrorist attack.
You live in one, mate. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
We're just products of the environment.
Intergenerational trauma is a real thing.
It's not.
it's
It's just
let's be
not.
honest,
You know
it's
what I mean?
not.
It's not.
My excuse for breaking into houses because my daddy's house got broken into and he never recovered.
You're like, shut up, man.
I think like I there's a few YouTubers I watch, or not YouTubers, like, well, just people who I would watch on TikTok and things, who go to countries where like most people wouldn't go. Like
Callum Abroad.
Callum Abroad, yeah,
He's the best one.
he's good. There's another fella, a wee blonde guy, and he was in Damascus in Syria the other day, and he was walking about, and he's like, he can speak a bit of Arabic, and that's like, I feel like he would kind of need to in some places like that. But like whenever he went to Afghanistan, and he was like with the Taliban and stuff, and they're all like so welcoming.
Yeah.
And it's like, why wouldn't it be like that? You know what I mean?
But it's the same of.
Now you bring your bird with you.
Yeah.
It's a different story. You know
Wow,
what I mean?
wow. She is tall. No, she is not done cave stage for you.
I give
do
you
not
5
like.
camels.
Yeah. But it's that thing. It's like, right, not being fucking Jeremy Corbyn here. Merry Christmas to my friends and Hamas, Hezbollah and the IRA. Not like that there. But it's essentially, obviously, Al Qaeda, no good, right? But in that, they've sort of got the same idea. They're not like an army. They're just dudes that were like, don't really agree with what's going on here. So they are normal people.
I have a very funny story about Al Qaeda. And I wrote this in my notes the other day because I remembered it, and I was like, I need to talk about this in the podcast. So you just give me perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
In P7, we got
Fuck
to do
me, starting young.
I know. So we'll finish on this probably. We're an hour and 20 minutes in here, but so at P7 I had we were given a project, right, and you could pick any topic you wanted on or do the project on. Sorry, for some reason I picked Al Qaeda. Don't know why. Had a fascination with Al Qaeda, and the teachers were like, "That's sweet, go ahead." And I bought like a book on Al Qaeda. Like I got my dad to order me a book on Al Qaeda.
Fuck me.
I think it was 1 or 2 books. And I did the project on it, and that was fine. And then years and years later, I still had the books in my room, and one of my mates from school was over and thought it would be funny to throw it out of my window, and it landed in my neighbour's back garden. And my dad didn't like our neighbour. He had a fucking RV, and it killed our palm tree in our front garden because it blocked it from the sun. So my dad didn't like him, and he came up to my dad one day with the Al Qaeda book that he found in his back garden. He goes, "I think your Matthew's book fell into my garden." And my dad was like, "I'm what?" And he was like, "They think now that you're a terrorist." And so I used to have like it was like a docking station way back when you had iPods.
Yeah.
And it was like a surround sound from a room, and it was loud as fuck. And one day I thought it'd be funny to play the Muslim call a prayer out of it and like open my window. So it was like, you know, I don't know how to do it. They go, "Oh."
Yeah.
And I was playing it, and they were like, "What the fuck's wrong with this guy?"
That's class. Before we go, I have a funny one. Sorry. You've been to Tenerife, I've been to Tenerife. There was obviously I done science and tech, and there was a guy in my tech class, and he was like 6'7". He used to call the teacher Miss. And you're like, "You're not in school anymore, like, do you know what I mean?"
Tech? Oh,
yeah.
weird.
He was like, "Miss, when's the homework?" I'm like, "Fuck up, it's coursework, you boot." But he was so into science, like he was this big gargantuan, like gangly dude, like, and he was doing experiments in his house. Not like weird ones. He was buying like all chemicals in his house, but he bought so much, like his house got raided one day, like his garage, because they
Where
thought
did he live?
Lisbyrne. He was making bombs. They thought he was making bombs, but he was just doing me science. Like he was fully investigated for like a year. And all. He was on here, and shout out the kneecap. He was on the counter-terrorism list and all, because
No way.
yeah, I swear to fuck. And it was just this like guy that was like just tall, and skinny, and a big nerd.
Like
Yeah, he just loved
Fucking
science.
nuts.
Like
there was a guy like that. I wonder if it's the same guy. I'll ask you his name after.
Yeah.
I think I heard a story about that of a guy who went to Methody. Did something like that.
No, we went to Fort Hill in Lisbyrne.
Oh, it's not the same guy. a bit of a difference between the two.
Yeah.
Well, Adam, we'll call it there. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank
Is there
you.
anything you'd like to plug?
The B team, 27th of June, Limelight. Be there, be square. Please come. This is a public plea. Support your local comedian. We've put so much into this. Our life's work is into this. It's a big thing. Please come. And yeah, you can catch me on social media at Adam Byrne Comedy.
I've plugged everything hopefully at the start of the video,
Yes.
but if not, Wafflers 25th of July, Crack House Comedy 13th of June. Probably should have done those the other way around, but fuck you. Adam, thank you very much for coming down.
This was here, and I have to say something. We really did have kitchen talk.
It did all right. See, it's the beauty of the podcast.
Yeah,
the
do you know
beauty
what
of
I
the
mean?
podcast. See you later. See you
Thank
next
you
week.
so much.